There's a mysterious radio signal that's been broadcasting since the 1970s that sounds like a repeating buzzing with occasional Russian voices. It's long been thought to be a Russian KGB spy channel, or a dead hand signal that, if silenced, could trigger the start of World War III. But it gets weirder. Earlier this year, it started broadcasting popular music like Gangam Style, or sounds that, when analyzed under spectrograph, look like memes. So who, or what, is behind this mysterious Russian station? Experts believe the station has been broadcasting since the early 1970s on the AM frequency of 4625 kilohertz. For about the last 50 years, the station has been the same signal repeating 24 hours per day, but there have been exceptions. Like in 2010, when the frequency played a solid tone for 1 minute exactly, then changed how long the tones were ever since. Or like in 2003, when the tone pattern and frequency changed mysteriously. But changing tones isn't very exciting. After all, this could just be a side effect of some machinery. The mystery of the tone largely comes from the seemingly random other sounds that accompany the buzzing. There's frequently Russian voices speaking that broadcast in 3 formats: monolith, uzor, or komanda. So what are these codes? And the creepier part is that often there's unintentional broadcasts, at least seemingly, like distant conversations or background noises around the buzzer, like what was heard in November of 2001. This is what was said. "I am 143, not receiving the generator. That stuff comes from the hardware room." In September of 2010, the mystery deepened when broadcasts in Russian had portions of Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake. And finally, at the beginning of 2022, there started to be spectrogram images and popular songs connected to internet memes. Due to the abnormal nature of these broadcasts, some actually do believe that earlier this year, the station was hijacked by pirates. Even with all of these clues and interesting facts, no one really knows the purpose of the station. Some have speculated that it's actually a dead hand signal for the Russian state, for if it were to ever stop broadcasting, their nukes would launch. The largest swath of observers, though, believe that the station was initially intended to send Russian spy communications at the height of the USSR and the Cold War. But whether that's still its function, we may never know. There are, of course, more mundane explanations, like observing changes in Earth's ionosphere or simply as a radio detector signal. But where is it coming from? Followers of the signal first narrowed it down to be coming from Povarovo, Russia, coming from these coordinates, about 10 kilometers northwest of Moscow. However, it moved in 2010 to St. Petersburg, near a small village on the outskirts of the city. There have been accounts of urban explorers finding abandoned military bases that had radio logs of broadcasting the signal, but these are unconfirmed by experts. While there are any number of explanations, the station is believed to most likely be controlled by the Russian state and used for some kind of governmental or military purpose. What do you think is behind the UVB-76 mystery?